It was 1937. The Oscar went to the great Ziegfeld. Benny Goodman topped the charts with Sing, Sing, Sing. The Yankees dominated the World Series. Daffy Duck debuted. Amelia Earhart disappeared. America was struggling to come out of the Great Depression. FDR was in the White House, Joseph Stalin in the Kremlin. Then there was this guy. Meanwhile, in Flint, Michigan, the oldest division of GM was creating a car that would come to captivate millions. In 1937, it's Buick again. The years prior had been a sales disaster for the folks in Flint, and the Mark was almost put to sleep. However, under the leadership of Harlow Curtis, barely in his 40s, the design team led by Harley Earl came up with the popular beauties of 1936. Buick's fortunes suddenly looked a lot brighter. But 1937 brought something totally different. The grille was sleek and streamlined like never before. The cars were lower, wider, and more beautiful than ever, and came in 4 flavors. The junior member of the team was the Special, with a starting price of $765. Powered by a 248 cubic inch straight 8, a buyer could have practically any body style possible, and 24 colors to choose from. The common impression is that all cars in the 30s were either black or gray, but then again, most movies from that time come to us in black and white. Think about it. At the top of the lineup were the Roadmaster and Limited, huge machines powered by the biggest Buick engine to date, a massive 320 cubic inch straight 8. The bad boy of the bunch was the Century. It had the smaller body of the Special, but came with the big 320 engine of the Roadmaster and Limited. It's been called the first muscle car, the banker's hot rod, and the name hints at it. The Century was the first stock Buick to make 100 miles per hour. The cars were a hit. At first, everyone coming off the assembly line was spoken for. So here's mine, a Century, a Model 61 with dual side mounts. When I was 13, I saw a 37 and fell in love. I had to have that car someday, and luckily, I was finally able. I love the lines, the grace and reserve of the design. Everywhere on the car are subtle deco touches, and the badge on the grille proclaims what's under the hood. This is the 1937 Buick engine. Now, since this car is a Century, it has the big 320 straight 8, and that means 8 cylinders all in a row. But as big as the engine is, it only produces 130 horsepower. But what's important is it produces 258 pounds of torque. If you compare this to a modern Buick engine, the largest one is a V6, the 37 has a low compression ratio of 5.75 to 1, with its maximum horsepower produced at 3,400 RPM. A 2020 Buick's compression ratio is double that of the 37, with over twice the horsepower produced at 6,800 RPM. But what's really interesting is that both engines produce about the same amount of torque. A lot of horsepower wasn't that important in 1937. Roads were pretty bad, you couldn't go very fast. Nearby is the first freeway constructed in the United States, the Arroyo Seco Parkway, also known as the Pasadena Freeway. It was opened in 1940. Maximum speed's about 55 miles an hour with some curves that you take at 40, which was just fine in 1940. But what does come in handy is the torque. This thing weighs about 2 tons, so you need a lot of torque to get it moving, and that's what this engine is great at. Behind that 18-inch steering wheel, no power steering, so you need the leverage it affords, it's fun to think of what it might have been like to encounter the car new. To us now, a 30s car may seem a smelly, polluting, carbureted death trap. But at the time, it was modern, high-tech, something to aspire to. Photographs of owners and their Buicks reflect that.
This guy looks so proud. He's about to bust the other button on his double-breasted. The running boards are a great place to hang out, and also provided for a sexy pose. This guy is ready to rumble. Seat, that is. Now, jalopy spelled with a J-A, but maybe this is Joe. Wonder if they knew Bonnie and Clyde drove a Ford. Probably didn't have a lapdog either. They're in trouble. Maybe showing off for the country cousins? Prom night? Maybe a Sunday drive after church. And she sure looks like her prayers were answered.
The last picture. It took 10 years to get the car to its present state. The journey had twists and turns, discoveries and surprises, and one hellish nightmare. But that, dear friends, is another story.